Most students grew up believing that being smart means understanding things quickly. If you grasp concepts faster than others, you are often rewarded, praised, and often labeled as gifted. Recently, I fell on an interesting comment on a public forum by a professor who actually challenges this idea, and I felt that I needed to share this with young folks out there or young students. So the comment is from Henry Dietz. I hope I'm actually pronouncing this word. He's an electrical and computer engineering professor at the University of Kentucky, and he has taught at many universities for about 13 years. And he has advised dozens of graduate students, probably hundreds of undergrads as well, or maybe even thousands. And the question that was asked on this forum was, as a professor, who is the smartest student that you've ever had? And he posted a very nice reply. I'm just going to read the parts that I thought were the most pertinent, but I'll post the full. I'll post the link to his reply in the description of the video, so you can go and read his full comments on this topic. So he says, in general, the students I've worked with who did the smartest things were not the smartest students. He says, it takes a certain level of intelligence to be able to grasp specific topics, and there are definitely knowledge prerequisites to doing more advanced things. This is true. For example, you cannot become an engineer without first being very comfortable with algebra. Totally right. I've had some scary smart students, but I've noticed that being very quick to understand often means very quick to adopt the standard view of the problem, which is quite different from what it takes to make new insights. Very true. The thing that impresses me is having significant new insights and working to follow them through. And it doesn't matter at all how easily the concepts of the standard view came to them. And here is the most important part where he summarizes his idea. He says, in sum, if you are fortunate enough to be very smart, that can definitely help you. However, being quick to understand often means that you are quick to think about things in the standard way, and that can make it harder to have new insights. Basically, having new insights takes work, no matter how smart you are. And it's the people who are really great at developing new insights who really impress me. Thanks, Professor, for this very insightful comment. I think you are absolutely right, and many will actually recognize themselves in what you are saying. So, as you got it, what truly impressed this professor were not the students who grasped things quickly, but those who could develop new insights and then had the discipline to follow them along. And this, he emphasized, had little to do with how quickly you could absorb the standard material, because insights always take work no matter how smart you are. And this is the key point. This is a lesson that many education systems and even professors miss, because we often reward speed, memorization, and correctness, especially in students labeled as smart. And if you think about it, real thinking is a slow, uncomfortable process that definitely requires effort, because it requires sitting with confusion rather than just escaping it by memorizing answers. Albert Einstein, one of the greatest physicists of all time, once said that education is not the learning of facts, but training of the mind to think. And I think this statement should really resonate within many. Science does not move forward because people are quick at grasping facts, but because people are willing to think differently by challenging assumptions and definitely put in the effort, the hard work in order to think beyond established patterns. So my message to you, if you're a student, do not confuse being quick with being deep. Do not assume that struggling means you are not smart enough, because struggling leads to insight, and insight in turn change the world.